Quit live.
And we have arrived. As simple as that. Welcome, everybody. I'm down here. Can you see me? That's me. Welcome, everybody, to the Effects continuing stream of Mercy of the Icons, the epic campaign from the lovely people at Free League. And welcome to all the players who are here again. Can we maybe just introduce ourselves? Starting over in that top corner up there.
Hello, I'm John. I'm playing Havima.
Excellent. And then going around the clock.
I'll keep it equally brief then. Hello, I'm Neil, and I'm playing Ghazi.
Jolly good. And over there.
I'm Paul, and I'm playing Qaid.
And all the way over. No. It's gone wrong.
Oh.
Over here. No. There.
Hello, I am Muhammad and I'm playing Zaki Barakat.
Hi, and like everybody else, I should keep it brief. So my name's Dave, and
I was born
I'm playing Ocean.
Okay, and then over here.
I'm Tony. I'm playing Yakub.
Wouldn't it be funny if everybody saw a different arrangement of windows that was looking at us? I don't think that's the case.
It would make the show, frankly, Matt. Wouldn't it, actually, it would be the high point.
And right, and now Tony was saying how well he'd written his notes from last week and how he knew everything that was going on.
That's almost what I said. Almost, with one or two minor modifications.
So I just want to sort of catch everybody up on what I think happened, and realise that I left my glass of water in the kitchen. But there we go. So you followed the Azure Pearl into the Ash Belt. The week before last, you saw it effectively disabled by a mysterious ship with some quite advanced cloaking, is all you can imagine. A difficult one to read, no transponder signal or anything like that. Difficult indeed to see were it not for Zaki's excellent sensor ops. Then you got a distress signal from the captain, and it appeared that everybody was killing themselves. She had escaped and was on a shuttle. You spent quite a lot of time deciding whether you were going to dock with her because you feared that she might kill everybody on board. And indeed, she has agreed to stay locked on her shuttle while you guys discussed, well, pretty much everything under the sun. What I'm not terribly clear on, and I'm hoping somebody can help me remember, is apart from you're heading towards the site, are you not?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe we are.
And it's taking about a day to get there, I think we said.
Yep.
We did. That down.
As you're getting closer. However, you then did a sequence of shifts to make sure that somebody was awake all the time. And while you were asleep, Dave, on your shift when there was nobody active, then there were some strange movements happening in the cargo bay airlock. And on investigating, Tony and Ghazi...
Yes, I think so.
And Qaid,
Yep.
I think, discovered that the shuttle that the captain was on had a stowaway. You'd got a problem with the airlock, and you hadn't quite realised what it was, but now you're in the bay, you can see what it is. The stowaway was caught in the mechanism of the airlock, but still having ripped itself free, leaving one arm in the airlock, managed to rush towards you to attack you, but you'd spotted it first and pretty much dispatched it. Although
Didn't kill it. So Ghazi and I attacked it, and then Qaid came along and saved his life. Put him in a medical coma, and we put him into stasis.
Yes.
put him into stasis. And I think that's pretty much where we left it, or did anything happen after that?
Nothing happened after that, no.
No.
I think before that, Havima was having some strange visions of being in
That's
somebody
the other
else's
thing.
head.
Havima's not all there. Well, I think Havima's all here, but sometimes bits of him appear to be somebody else.
So yes, I'm not sure the rest of us know about that, but
No, that is a good point. Actually, I don't think you've told anybody yet. Have you, Havima?
No,
No.
I haven't.
Do you want to tell our viewers though what it was you were experiencing?
Havima seemed to be having kind of experiencing someone else, basically, where he'd done it before in a previous story arc. We'd done like a seance where it kind of told the story where our characters kind of got high and experienced the lives of other people. Havima has not gotten high, but has been having these strange moments where he's inhabited someone else and kind of experienced what they're doing, but it seems to be that it's leading to murder, not good things.
Right. And what do you think about the timing of these things? Because what you experienced at the seance was something that had happened over 5 years ago, I think.
The cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 cycles
The
ago, I
cycle.
should say, yeah. When do you think this stuff was happening?
It seems to be immediate rather than in the past.
Yeah. So this is unusual. Your basic science tells you that nothing, in theory, can bridge that gap faster than light, and yet you seem to be having pretty instantaneous contact. Well, you don't know exactly. I mean, next time you're possessing this person, you should make them look at their watch and just see what time it is. But yeah, okay. So I think we're all caught up.
Also, you told me that, during my sleep, I had a nightmare of Ilus van Aren in the cantina, rallying people and riling up people, as a
Yes.
fireman. Yeah.
And Ghazi, you had some weird stuff going on. What was your weird stuff? Oh, you had a. You were awake. You hadn't managed to go to sleep, and you were obsessively cleaning your sword,
That's right.
polishing his weapon.
or practicing sword kata, or
Exactly.
whatever.
Sword?
Just polishing his weapon.
I was doing it to attempt to sleep, but the sleep would not come.
Yeah.
And I took 2 points of stress also.
Yes. To Havima, Ghazi, and Zaki Barakat. I think the rest of you are fine.
I had a
And
great night's
sleeping
sleep.
soundly is Oshen, who still really looks like he missed the action. I think we should have done a cut to him where he kind of wakes up, rips the blanket off his armaments thing, and then wraps himself in it and goes back to sleep.
Yeah.
I've just realised that the only people that took stress were those with a vowel at the end of their name.
Yeah, that was my cunning plan. That's how I make people roll the dice. Got a vowel at the end of your name. I hate you.
Good to know after 40 odd years.
Yes, about time. But don't worry, Tony, Y isn't a proper vowel.
So you only slightly hate me then.
Right. Shall we carry on? Does anybody I guess shall we carry on from that moment? Having put him in the stasis pod, is anybody going to wake Oshan? Because he's kind of captain. Keeps going on about how it's his
Probably
ship.
should. Yeah.
I guess so. We are not close to just walked into his bedroom and woke him up. Not yet. Maybe a couple of nights.
Just roll over and give me a shake. It's fine.
Let's all stand round him and stare at him.
Okay, got a chance to use full auto then. Excellent.
Right. So seriously, are you waking him up and telling him what's going on, or are we going to cut to?
Let's wake him up because I think we probably need to check the airlock. That there's no damage from this.
There was just an arm trapped in it, if I remember correctly. Wasn't there
Yeah, we
just
need someone with some engineering skills though to have a look and make sure that there was no damage done.
I'm guess I am the only one in the cabin, right?
You're the only one on the bridge, aren't you? Actually,
Yeah.
Saki, yes.
Yeah.
So steer it where you will. Nobody cares about what you're doing.
I do. But only after I've had some bacon, though. So.
Okay. So, what is your reaction on being woken up then, Dave?
Who is this person? Do we have any idea who they are?
Well, we assume he was one of the crew from the ship. Was it the Pearl Azure? The ship that Captain.
Apart from missing an arm. Thanks, Russ. Clearly, the early morning for Russ is clouding his faculties. He's not thinking straight, is he? Yeah. Is there anything on this person that would identify them? Is they got a name tag on their outfit or something?
They probably did. He appears to have been a crewman on the Pearl Azure. I'm not going to start getting you making data gin rolls to work that out.
Yeah, what was his name?
I don't know. Somebody want to roll a D66?
You started it, Toad. Go on.
I don't really care. Go on then. 62. He's named Crewman 62.
I can't find the random name generally.
That's fine. I only said it to be annoying, so ignore it and carry on.
On the GM screen, isn't it, Matthew?
Yeah, but I haven't got the GM screen in front of me. I'm looking at a computer. There's no point in having a GM screen in front of me. Where would I put the GM screen? I've got a computer in front of me.
Yeah, going by this, his name is Destroyed Leg. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Mava Karali.
Right,
Mava
that's his
Karali.
name.
Don't forget that one, Matt, because we'll be asking again about it later, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm going to write that down in my notes.
This is a kid show. Come on.
Is it? I don't think so.
Only kids are actually on the show rather than watching the show.
Right,
and what did he
proximity
say
warning blares as you're getting closer to the battleship.
We're that close, are we? Okay.
I'm cutting the chase because I've given you lots of opportunities to say whether you want to do real things, and you're all behaving like children, as you pointed out, Dave. So, like a stern parent, I'm moving the story on.
I've just sent you a Discord. Check your Discord, Matt.
Okay, thank you. And can I get everybody to test empathy or mystic powers?
Yeah.
One.
No, fail.
Fail.
One success.
I am heading to the bridge, by the way, when we get the proximity warning. If I'm not.
Yeah, I'll go there as well. Makes sense.
Matt, when you're not plotting kind of like mystery stuff with Qaid.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's better to get to the bridge because Zaki is
What kind of Paul,
probably.
you give it away when you said, Matt, you need to read Discord. It's kind of a clue.
No, it's all good. It's not a plot. Don't worry. It's not a plot.
Havima failed, but then re-rolled. So Havima prayed.
Absolute prayer, and you succeeded that second time.
Yes, with a 1.
Okay. Anybody fail?
Yes, I failed.
I failed.
Right. I need need to roll some dice.
That's not worrying that the guy with the automatic weapon failed. Not at all.
Havima, I'll describe to you while I'm looking up this.
Just because I've also learned that I must stop shooting before I've rolled the last one, because then I have
Never run out of bullets.
unlimited ammo.
Yep.
It's interesting, you know, we didn't feel the rules were broken, but you haven't tried hard enough to break them, Dave.
Pay enough attention.
No, I might have gone, well, these are a bit suspect if you want to say, right, no, that's enough ones for me then. We'll stop there while I've still got a full clip.
Rules was written.
Never even occurred to me that I couldn't run out of ammo.
It says you may choose to roll dice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Havima, you experienced a pull, and now you know being better able to defend yourself against it with the by calling particularly upon the power of which of the icons you call upon in your prayer.
Oh, the prayer earlier was to the dancer, but that doesn't really apply. I think for mystic powers, it's the faithless, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, mystic power.
The pre-prepared prayer in the chapel was still not used.
And you're recognizing then that this pull was back towards those other personalities you experienced. But actually, that pull, weirdly, is coming from the starship, from the ancient wrecked warship that you are heading towards. And it feels like falling into a well. But so that's your description of it. But you were able to, although it's kind of falling into a well towards the starship in the weird non-Euclidean geometry of the thing, it was pulling you back to the station and back into the personality that you've been inhabiting earlier on. You recognizing that have been able to kind of shut yourself off from that, but you realize that there is something in the direction of the starship that is pulling you in there. Some great darkness between the stars, maybe. Now, who failed?
Me.
Me.
Each of you roll a d6 and tell me whether it's odd or even.
Odd.
I'm even.
Right. You, Dave, feel that your hands are the hands of a murderer, and their victim, their intended victim, is you. Tony, you just want to be alone. This bridge is too crowded. Once upon a time, it was you and Ocean, Yakub and Ocean on this bridge, and now you're surrounded by 4 other people. This is ridiculous. 5 other people. No, 4 other people. I'm the GM, aren't I?
Yeah, hang on, who's that? When did they get on board?
You know, Zaki seems to be doing your job better than you. It's a blooming nightmare. Both of you take a mind point.
Yep. Am I able to resist this urge?
Kill
that
yourself.
I feel in my hands.
You're a sensible man. These are your, well, no, actually, Ocean. I don't know whether Ocean can resist the urge, because you know he often doesn't resist urge to do physical violence to people.
That's true.
But I think in this case you can.
Okay.
You're recognizing it. It's doing you stress. That's the cost of the mind point.
Yep.
is you resisting it. Tony, I would let you, if you wanted to retreat somewhere away from everybody else, I'd let you have your mind point back.
I don't think I am at the minute. I think I am going to try and fight it. I think I probably realised that there's something weird going on with this ship that's having this effect. So I'm going to try and fight it, and I'll keep my mind point damage for the moment.
So my wonderful colleague mystics that I know of appear to have at least 2 aboard this vessel. What can we do to dampen this effect? Is there anything that we can do to isolate ourselves from whatever's causing this?
You'll get a either over the ship comms or on your personal comm. You'll get a message from Havima saying, "How are those talismans coming along?"
I have 4 at the moment.
Oh, where are you, Havima, then? You're not on the bridge with the others.
No, Havima was, I think, asleep.
Asleep. Okay,
So
right.
he's kind of
Thank you
got
for
up.
correcting me. Tony, there are 3 other people on the bridge who shouldn't be there. Not 4.
Oh, that's fine then.
I have talismans if you wish to take. They will basically help you reconnect with the icons and resist the darkness beyond the stars. But any further resistance, you'd need to be suitably trained. I have some passages in my text that I could recite, and hopefully this would enable the bridge to be a little bit more secure. But apart from that, so I'll flick open the sort of like the bound book on his waist, take it out, unstrap it, and start reading from it in a unknown language.
A language that's unknown to all of you, that is.
Yep.
I think the talismans should go to those without mystic powers.
Well, I have 4 at the moment, so have a talisman each, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much. What does a talisman do for us? Can you remind us, Matthew?
When you use it, it gives you a bonus dice on any roll.
Right.
Once you've used it, it's done. It's a one shot
thing. Okay.
Yep.
You also found it was a useful defense against the
Dark arts.
the thing that came out of the emissary when she died.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, they're yeah. But obviously, if you use them for a dice roll, they're spent, and you can't use them for defense.
Cool. Thank you. I'm just kind of thinking we might want to be quick here.
What's your mystic powers, Qaid? What's your actual
it's
value?
2. It's 2 for a total of 7 dice.
Okay, and Havima, what's yours?
Same, 2 for a total of 7.
Okay. Havima, I'm going to... Sorry, not Havima. Qaid, I am going to give you a new mystic power.
Oh.
Exciting.
As you're reading this text...
Yep.
The words fall into place. Now, you've been learning this by rote, kind of without understanding really what it means.
Yep.
And you realize now that you can sense when this is a prayer to utter, a ritual to utter, to work out whether somebody is possessed or not.
Oh, okay. So it's like a detect possession.
Yes, it is indeed called sense possession.
Oh. Awesome. And is it
Yes, I was saying.
is it a darkness point to use as most others?
Yes,
Okay.
and on mystic powers roll, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
And it will allow you to understand if a thing or person is possessed. It will also understand the intentions of the intruding spirit, but not what or who it is.
Do I have to use it against each individual person, or is it sort of like an area effecty type thing?
I don't know. It doesn't specify that. I'll see how it goes if you need to use it in this adventure. But that may not be a thing. I'm not. This isn't a vital thing you need to know.
Yeah.
It's just suddenly an insight that you've got reading this text in this situation with what else that you have known and experienced recently. What's going on?
Okay.
Right. So somebody was about to ask me a question when I interrupted them to talk to Qaid.
I was just saying that we probably want to get on and off this ship as quickly as we possibly can.
Agree.
Now we're closer. Can we do a better scan of the ship to try and get any sense of whether it's got atmosphere in it, whether there's a giant big weapon strapped to the top that might be the weapon we're looking for, that kind of thing?
Okay.
Also, can we detect
Make
any
a
life
scan.
form?
I guess that's you, Zaki. This is an old ship. I think you will assume it hasn't got life support running. But that's your assumption. Do your data gin magic. Tony, did you want to
I
say
shall
something?
help. I'll help with that data roll as well while I'm staying on the bridge.
It's quite hard to help, to cooperate with other people. You'd much rather be alone. What I'm saying is I might make you take a mind point to help.
Okay, maybe I'll kind of head over to help, but then I'll think, no, I won't then. Maybe not. Zaki can manage. Zaki can manage this on his own because apparently he's better than me at big data. Anyway.
Am I noticing strange occurrences from Cube? Because normally he's always helping Zaki. Do I get a manipulation roll to work out if he's acting a little bit weird?
That would be an observation roll rather than manipulation, I think. Hold on. What game system are we in?
It is observation. Yeah.
There is observation.
Yeah, but is observation used that way? Because that's definitely how you'd use it in Vesson. But I'm not sure.
Manipulation, not observation.
It is observation to observing people is manipulation in this game, is it?
I thought
I think
so.
You may be right.
Sure.
Yeah, no. I've run so many of these bloody games with all slightly different definitions of the skills with the same name that you may well be right. I'm looking at the wrong book.
Yeah, observation is spotting stuff.
Right.
So manipulation is an empathy skill. It seems more of like an empathy sort of.
Use manipulation then.
Okay.
Oh,
that's 2 successes.
okay. Yeah, Tony is behaving strangely. I'll give you this for free. He's not possessed as you're as you're doing this thing, but he is behaving
Strangely.
under stress.
Right. Okay.
Okay, I'm rolling the dice. Only 1 success.
Okay.
I will push.
No, for 1 success, I'm not going to make you. I've got
I've
got enough darkness points.
You know.
I'm not going to make you push to understand. It is an ancient hulk. There is nothing supporting life on it. You would be besuited. But also, importantly, now at this proximity, you can see something you don't quite understand for your 1 success. I'm going to make it not necessarily obvious. But the thing, the absence that you
Ah,
were
yes.
recognizing before, isn't on the ship. You'd assumed it was on the ship because it is directly on a path with the ship, but actually it's like the ship is jammed against a plug hole, like the ship is being sucked into a
Is it a portal?
if you imagine a hull breach and the atmosphere being sucked out of your vessel, and then something by strange coincidence slamming against that hull breach and then forming a seal, that is kind of what this thing is. There appears to be but what you don't understand is how that could possibly be, because
We have
you're
a
in
space time.
You can't suck the air
breach.
out of space. Well, that may be how you define it,
Sucking
but-
the darkness out of space.
but you'd probably be wrong.
Wibbly wobbly darky warky.
Wibbly wobbly darky warky, I think, is maybe the best description that anybody has said. This is why Paul spent all those years at the Circle of Seekers College.
Yep.
Will you stop bamboozling us with this technical jargon? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. We don't learn anything else about the ship then,
Well,
other than that fact it's lifeless.
in terms of the questions you're asking about, does it have a weapon strapped to the top? Does it have life support? I've given you all those answers.
But the model itself, the manifest of the ship, it's not listed.
It ancient.
Okay.
No.
Something
No,
from Portal
I
Wars.
may be able to- It's
Is
from the
this
Portal
written-
Wars, yeah.
Is this
It looks
rend
like
in
it's from the Portal.
space? Is that pulling us towards it? Are we being,
No, because I'm guessing the
It's
ship's up
plugged,
against it.
I think.
or is
Yeah.
the ship
The ship's
completely
plugging it.
sealed it effectively?
Mm.
As you're observing it, Zaki, it gets a bit bigger.
Ah,
Yeah, that's a bit worrying.
yeah, that's
It's
Oh,
good.
bad.
okay. Oh yeah, that's not good.
I guess we need to move quickly,
You've
guys.
seen this happen before.
Would it get
There was
bigger?
a time in the last session where it suddenly got bigger for no reason that you could understand.
Did it get smaller again, or has it stayed big?
It gets a bit
hasn't
bigger
decreased.
each time.
And how big is it compared to the size of this ship? Is it going to be getting to be like bigger than the ship soon, so that the ship could no longer
Bless,
plug the whole thing?
Yeah.
bless
Bless
you.
you.
Yes. Sorry. Just say again what you said last, Tony, and I will probably tell you you're right, because what I heard between my sneezes sounded like it was.
Yeah. So this kind of hole in space time, whatever it is, and it's getting bigger. Is it going to be soon? Is it going to be getting bigger than the ship? So this ship looks like it's kind of jammed against it and had sealed the breach. But if the breach is
Yes.
getting bigger, it's
Yeah.
soon going to be too big for the ship to be able to seal it.
Yeah.
And how soon is that? How long do we think we've got at this rate?
Um,
Can I calculate the lost surge and this surge and calculate?
You could make it. You've got 2 data points, Zaki, which I don't think is enough to make a proper extrapolation from. But yeah.
And this is a class 4 ship. Did you say last time?
Yes, I
In
think I
terms
did
of
say
size.
last time.
So there's quite a lot of ship to search for 5 or 6 of us to search, looking for something that we don't know what it is or what it looks like.
Especially if we're about to get sucked into some weird.
Some sort of strange
Yeah.
portal thing.
I take it there's no way we could attach ourselves to the ship and drag it out.
I thought that, but then are we unplugging the hole? Could that be even worse?
Could we perhaps blow the ship up, thus destroying the hole?
I have a ship, an armada from the Order of the Cold Flames. I can pinpoint the location, and we can blast this to the smithereen.
That would be fine if we had any weapons on board our ship.
No, I think what
Jackie's saying he's got a cold flame fleet on call
Oh,
to fly in and
That's helpful.
Havima's only question is whether or not doing that will,
Make things worse.
if this Hulk is currently being the plug, what happens if we destroy the plug?
So one thing we've got to remember though is how long has this Hulk been here? This Hulk must have been here for like hundreds of years.
Centuries and centuries, yeah.
Well,
Well,
about 100 odd years, 100 odd cycles. So
if it's from the Portal Wars, maybe only
it's 100, 120, I think it is.
yeah, up to 90 something years, 90 to 100 years cycles. Sorry, cycles.
But what I'm saying is, we've seen it grow, the anomaly grow multiple times since we've been here.
In the last 10 minutes, yeah.
Something must have
you've seen it grow
triggered.
once in the last 10 minutes, once effectively yesterday.
Right.
But as
So
I say, those
it's
data points,
grown. So something must be triggering its growth. Otherwise, it'd have grown like 50 years ago.
Yeah.
This
We've got to remove that trigger.
Yeah. And we've got no idea what that trigger is. The ship itself, Matthew, is it being kind of crushed against
sorry,
something?
actually,
Is it...
Zaki, I need to give you a bit of information which I'm going to pretend I didn't forget, and rather imagine that you've just worked it out.
Okay.
And that bit of information is actually you realise you'd seen it grow another time, but you hadn't quite recognised it at the time. When everybody else, when you were alone on the vessel, so you saw it grow once yesterday, and in the middle of the night, or in the early hours of the morning, when suddenly Tony left to deal with whatever it was on the ship. Sometime a little bit after that, but before that, everybody returned to the bridge. It grew a little bit more
Again,
and now it's grown one more time.
Okay, so 3 times. Can I pinpoint and see the next surge on the next? Can I calculate when is the? Can it?
So
We'll
okay,
go
with
again.
those 3 points, you're not seeing necessarily a pattern.
is there an obvious airlock that I can dock with?
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
And I would like to swing the Najara around so the drives are facing towards the hole in case we need to get away in a hurry.
So is Havima on the bridge or?
I'm getting a poor signal. I'm just going to leave and reconnect with a physical connection.
Yes, Havima will have got up after whatever and come to the bridge and made sure that everyone else got their talismans and stuff.
I need to have a word before we go on the ship.
Very good.
With
There is
Havima
another-
or
PM
with
is
the
this-
captain of
with
the ship that
Havima.
we're on?
With Havima. It
Are you
is to do with-
saying this in my hearing?
Yes.
Sorry, have I heard you say this?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not being like secretive about it.
I suggest, Qaid, if there's something of potential relevance to this, that you ought to share it with all of us.
I suggest, Arshin, that you develop
guest-
some mystic
as a-
abilities.
As a guest on this vessel,
Yes, I would love to share it with you. Like I would love to be able to understand how to pilot a ship, but there is no way that I would be able to recreate your brilliant skill with piloting a ship or Zaki's skill with datagen.
it sounds like a long-winded way of saying you're not going to tell us something, Qaid.
You can
Makes me
listen.
uncomfortable as the captain of the ship.
I'm not saying you cannot listen. I'm just saying you might not understand.
Okay.
I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm merely, if you talked about, escape vectors and things like this, I wouldn't really know what any of that meant.
Fair enough.
It would be the same with what I need to discuss with Havima.
Let's chat.
Okay, whilst they're chatting, I'm going to dock the ship.
Okay.
'Cause I think
I will
it's probably
take
ought to get to leave them.
Havima aside, and I will start talking through a specific passage in my texts with and translating it to Havima, or start at least.
Okay.
This is going to take some time.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll
What do you
basically
do?
just start that process while we're docking, and we can continue at another time.
Get the cliff notes.
Yep.
Your internet doesn't look like it's improved very much, Matt.
No,
If anything, it's got worse.
Yes.
well, I've got the direct connection to my router now, so this is possibly happening beyond the realms of my Wi-Fi.
Quite possibly.
Let me have a look.
Sadly.
Is somebody watching Netflix?
You gotta prioritize your quality of service devices.
I do. My family don't know this.
They do now if they're watching this stream.
Yeah, I think you're fairly safe though there.
Let me just have a look and see what's happening with that. At some point, we're going to be getting super fast internet here, but it's all gone decidedly quiet since they last got very excited about it. Anyway, while we seem to be communicating, Qaid and Havima are huddled. Probably you've gone to the Arboretum. It's the sort of place where one does this sort of thing to do this, but this will take some time. What is everybody else doing while they've gone off?
Oh, docking the ship.
Docking the ship.
Telling
Okay.
everyone to get ready to get on board and get off that ship as quickly as possible.
Right.
And I want to dock in a position that allows us to thrust away from the hole in space, should we need to, in a hurry.
Well, so on the other side of the ship from the hole in space.
with the thrust vector from the ship facing towards it.
Right.
I know it's graviton.
Very well.
I don't know if it works quite like that, but
We'll do. Well, I mean, no, I don't think you can do that. Remind me where your airlocks are on your ship. Is there one right on the back of your ship?
the docking station at the back. Yep.
There is. Okay, that's the one
Yep.
you're using.
Yep.
Oh yes, your engines are on the sides, aren't they?
Yeah, in the middle, effectively,
Yeah.
or middle front. Yep.
Right. So while Paul and Havima are, while Paul is instructing Havima, Havima, do you know why Paul is instructing you this thing?
No.
Has Paul explained why? Okay,
No.
very well. As long
Nope.
as you're happy to be listening to this.
No, I'm literally
passage.
just being, yeah.
You are interested in this because this comes from the circle of seekers, and there's, your researches thus far have told you that there is a, at least a philosophical connection between the circle of seekers and the second horizon. So this is
Yeah.
all stuff that you're
This
kind
is
of
all
interested in.
relevant to my interests.
Yes. Okay. But the anybody who is going to make up the away team to go onto the battleship?
Well,
I'd be keen to.
Yeah, me too.
Jolly good.
if the lesson permits, Havima would want to.
I'm saying no. I'm saying that this is going to take some time.
Okay.
Do we not want one of the mystics to come with us?
Well,
Might
you
be
might
good,
want.
yeah.
So you then have to wait for them to finish their job.
It's all right. We've got these
Can't they
Talaman things. Same difference, isn't it?
Can't they just stop and then join us and carry on afterwards. It's a funny moment.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
up to
Well,
that,
you can interrupt them and tell them that, but I'll leave that up to you guys.
I think we've lost Zaki now.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I will get rid of Zaki over here because she's back in the waiting room.
Mhm.
So I'm going to remove him from the stream here and introduce him to the stream here. Welcome, Zaki.
Yes, sorry, my internet was acting very bad.
Yes. It's all your fault. Nothing to do with my internet at all, obviously. Well done. I just want to point this out and to say, no, Russ, no.
I'd never do that.
Right. So, what are you guys doing? Are you going to stop these guys talking about their lesson because you demand their presence on the battleship?
Oh, well, I'm too busy docking, so it's up to the others.
Well, I guess we don't really know what they're doing, do we? I think we assume they've just gone off to pray. So I think once we're ready to move out, we'll go and talk to them and say, okay, guys, ready to go.
Right. So once docked, you have got to be in exosuits.
We were anyway.
Explore the ship. Oh, you were anyway because you've all been watching The Expanse. We discussed this last week. So, right then, what is your plan? What are you doing?
So have we got a plan?
Do
Then?
we have any clues of what we're actually searching for?
We haven't really, have we?
Is the
No.
ship possibly the weapon?
No, I've given you all the clues that I think I can give you, and you're still searching for a weapon. So I'm not sure I can. I can give you any more.
The portal is the weapon, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
There is no weapon.
Maybe.
This surge, this thing that will engulf us. Maybe this is the weapon. Maybe they need to free this power within this darkness to engulf us all.
Has the ship got any power on it at all, this battleship? Or is it dead as a dodo?
It's hundreds of years old. It's dead as a dodo.
Okay. I want to take some stuff to be able to run some power into its data banks if I want to, at some point, to get Yakub or Zaki to interrogate their logs and stuff.
Right. I think you may be taking something like the equivalent of its emerald disc off your ship and then bring off their ship and bring it back in here.
Okay, so my job, what I'm going to do then, I'm going to head for where I think that disc is going to be, and I want to go and retrieve it. Is that in engineering or on the bridge or?
Probably on the bridge. You've investigated these before. You've got a disc previously from a data center that was close to the bridge, not actually integrated with it, but kind of the bridge surrounded the data center.
Okay, I'm going to head for the bridge then and look for that.
Okay. As you go through this is 100 years old. This ship. You notice that there are a number of bodies in suits, back suits, exosuits. Some of them are very ancient. But there is evidence of one or two near this airlock that are modern and recent.
So who's going on to the ship then? I guess somebody should stay. Let's go and talk to Qaid and Havima and say, look, we're ready to head onto the ship now. I think at least one of you should come with us because obviously there's some.
So I'm saying Ossian's already gone aboard the ship. Am I incorrect to assume that?
I think Tony's having this conversation whilst I'm docking.
That was some time ago.
No, well, we've said, I mean, this is, we've been talking about this for ages, so I think it's a bit unrealistic for him to sit there and wait for me to dock and then to go and talk to them.
Well, that's what he said he was doing.
Well, I said wait until we're ready to move out, which I guess is now. So not waiting till Ossian's gone.
Right. Okay. So ignore what I said then, Ossian. There are no bodies.
Maybe I'm just looking through the hole in the window. Yeah.
Right. So I'm not picking up any answers from the people that are being addressed by Tony.
Oh, sorry.
I guess. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. We're about to go to the ship. At least one. I think at least one of you should come with us. Any volunteers?
I'm happy to come.
Great.
You're nowhere near having got.
We're not ready with the right that Havima needs to learn. I'd advise waiting, but if you do not wish to wait,
Waiting for how long will this take? And what benefit will that help protect us on this ship?
yes, I am attempting to instruct Havima with the right to destroy negative influences on people.
Why didn't you do this over the last few days? Why did you leave it to the last minute?
Because
it's not good for us here. We're all getting headaches and suffering weird stuff.
I realise this. It is merely something that has only just come to me. It is a insight that the icons obviously have only just revealed, and thus they wish us. My feeling is they wish us to wait for me to instruct. So there must be a reason why they have only just revealed their knowledge to me.
How long is it going to take? I mean, is it a couple of hours or days?
Paul doesn't know. Matt, about how long it's going to take?
That's not a duration. That's just like a funny noise.
It's going to be at least a few hours.
I was kind of hoping to be in and out in about 20 minutes.
Because this thing's expanding. We're already getting effects from it in our minds. I'm not sure we can afford. Is the risk of waiting greater than the risk of going in without Havima having this knowledge?
But that is your call. I'm merely an advisor.
Do you, Qaid, have the knowledge that you're imparting to Qaid to give us this protection?
No, I'm merely a conduit for the icons.
Havima, at this moment, I would like you to imagine yourself in a very tense negotiation.
Okay.
You're back in the body of the person that you were in before, Kareem Al-Mood, and you are sitting with people that you inherently know are the sort of governing body of the Masahir station. They're mostly humanites of the clan that look after the Masahir station, whose name I've just totally forgotten. But there's also some Free League representatives there.
And Sarin, was it?
Yes. And you are telling them at the moment that the colonial agency has sorry. You're speaking on behalf of the Colonial Agency, and you're saying that a Legion torpedo ship has locked its weapons on the station.
Wow.
And you are here to discuss joint ownership of Masahir.
Okay.
Wow.
Should the negotiations go badly, you say, then the ship will fire on vital parts of Masahir Station. There will be casualties.
If I can shake out of it, I will
Make a Mystic Powers roll to shake out of it.
shake.
Vesti, the Vesti, that's what the humanites are called.
2 successes.
2 successes. Yeah, you can shake out of it.
So you may have seen Havima looked a little absent-minded for a moment there, and he shakes and he comes to and he goes, the Masahir Station is under threat. The Colonial Agency is trying to strong-arm their way into some sort of operational, at least part ownership of what's going on. There is a Legion cruiser in the vicinity.
Is this happening now, do you think?
I think so, yes. For lack of a more specific term, please take me to trust me on this. I had a vision, not unlike the vision that we had on Coriolis with the Children of the Song. Though while that was in the past, this one appears to me to be current.
And we are a day's flight from Masahir Station at
You're
our
at least a
speed.
couple of days' flight from Masahir.
Many days in your ship.
Yeah, but not so long in a ship that's got an engine that works well. So
We, knowing that there is a Legion cruiser in the vicinity, perhaps we can attempt to get their attention. They will probably have the weapons we may need should things get hairy.
Mohammed, you look like you want to say something.
Yes, I have a fleet also from the Order of the Cold Flame. I can call them anytime, and they can fire their torpedoes toward any target that we want. But
Apologies,
I don't
Zaki.
think-
You've said that several times now. I don't think anyone's really kind of acknowledged that. I'm Zaki. I apologize. Yes, perhaps we may need multiple cruisers for this. Who knows?
But who do we trust? The Cold Flame or the Legion? You know, which are the more trustworthy?
Well, I say we get both of them to fire upon it.
Fire. Yeah.
Upon what?
That was
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think we can destroy this hold in space with missiles? Because I'm not sure
Well,
that
it
seems
goes back
particularly.
to my question as to whether or not if destroying the plug is what we're doing. I think we need to go onto the ship. If we cannot wait for me to receive this this lesson, then we go.
I think if we could, we should give us time. If it is possible, it is reasonable that the plug is something that this right could potentially destroy.
I'm
I-
inclined to wait to receive this right before we proceed?
But I'd prefer your agreement. I wouldn't want to push my opinion on anyone.
Well, I do. I think we should wait. And I will insist that the two of us stay here to complete this. You are welcome to do an initial recce if you wish.
So you think this right is going to destroy or seal the rift? Is
Possibly.
that what you're
this is what I feel. Yes, I
Which
do
is possibly
not
different
know.
objective to what we've come here for. The objective may never have been the same, but I think if I'm not inclined to wait 6 hours. I don't know what Ghazi, Zaki, and Yaqub think.
Yeah, let's get over there. It'll be all right, wouldn't it? Be fine.
I'm not sure.
What,
I hold your
what could go
entirely
wrong?
positive sentiments.
I've got this talisman. Oh, that's supposed to be good.
Okay, tell you what.
But we can
Paul,
get on board what you're doing.
With
your
Havima's help,
right.
make a Mystic Powers roll.
Okay. Saves me using my messenger talent.
Hey, I've got the same thing.
All right, we both can just. You're just going to agree with us. No.
No successes.
Push it. Push
I'm
it.
going to push it. I get 2 extra dice because I prayed to the faceless.
Yes.
That's one. That's a darkness point for you, Matt.
Yeah, good point. Sorry, I'm just so blasé about my darkness points.
That's a crit.
Okay. You think you can probably do this in less than 6 hours. How many successes have you got?
I got 3.
Okay, so you could probably do it in 3 hours, but you think they should go ahead and do that initial recce.
I think we could be finished in about 3 hours, but if you wish to go and examine the ship beforehand, it's a big ship. It will take you a while to have a little look over, and as soon as we are finished, we will join you.
I think that makes most sense.
Yep, that sounds good.
Because I think for me, anyway, I just want to get to the bridge and see if we can get that data disk.
Please be careful of the talismans, and may the icons watch over you.
Okay, so who's going onto the bridge? I'm just aware that we've got half an hour, and I was hoping to finish this.
Yeah.
Do you need any help, Ocean?
We might need data gen. Yeah.
Okay, I'm coming with you.
Yaqub, you kind of feel either that you shouldn't go on, or that only a very small team of you and Ocean should go on.
And should somebody not stay on the bridge just to keep an eye on the scanners rather than leave the ship entirely? I'm saying this out loud to Ocean. What do you think? I can do that, or we can go and Zaki can stay in.
I guess it might be wise for someone to do that. Play character to play character, player to player. I don't want to deny you the opportunity of going on board the ship and not sitting on the bridge doing nothing. But probably it might make more sense for Yaqub to stay and look after the bridge.
Okay, I'll stay on the bridge on my own then. Zaki, you can go over with Oshin and Ghazi.
Okay.
Okay.
I wear the talisman and.
Yeah, likewise. Hope it's not.
You know what I think? I'm just feeling that what is missing from Coriolis is painting one's exosuits with various talismanic symbols of protection. That would be really cool.
That'd be
And
good.
I think the Zelosians do that.
That's probably what the Order of the
Russians
Bride
kind of do it in all of their ship armor, but I think almost there should be kind of it should be a primitive. It should be like runes in RuneQuest or whatever before you do a thing as a part of prayer. Anyway,
I like that. Yeah.
that's a thing we'll discuss in a future episode of the magazine show.
Yes, exactly.
I feel a supplement coming onto the Free League workshop. I need that.
I've got too many half-written supplements. But yeah, okay. So Qaid and Havima, you're staying in the thing, training. Ghazi, Yaqub, you're staying on the bridge, monitoring the situation.
If I'm going to stay on the ship and monitor the situation, I'm going to go and have a little prayer to the messenger first.
Okay, so you do that while the others prepare. Ghazi, Zaki, and Oshan, you're getting your helmets on to go aboard the battleship.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm going to take my carbine, my 2 carbines, and my blades, which will obviously have to be outside my armor for me to draw them. Obviously.
Yeah, I just point my poor quality Vulcan pistol that I bought. Will this work?
It will. Vulcan weapons are specifically designed to work on shipboard combat.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Zaki, I got your back.
Yeah, let's just like last time.
So what are you taking? What are you taking to read any data or anything?
I'll take my tech tools with me.
Tech tools. You haven't got a. Zaki, have you got some sort of mobile tablet or anything?
I have a tabula, yeah.
Tabula. Okay, cool.
And a computer and a person hologram. So yeah, I'll get.
Okay, cool. Take all of that stuff, and
my stun gun also, in case my trusty stun gun.
Right. I'm going to cut this relatively short. You heard me begin to describe the bodies that you see. Now, the ship is littered with exosuits with what look like ancient 1,000-year-old or 100-year-old at least skeletons inside. There are a couple of more recent ones.
How did they die?
The 2 more recent ones seem to have killed each other in a knife fight.
Right. Okay.
They're what have I done with my book? There we go.
But
they
like
look to be
violence towards one another.
Yeah. They look to be from the Dream Horizon. Is the markings on their suits say?
Was that
Okay.
Curry's ship? Curry?
Yeah.
Yes.
The one we were following. Yeah.
No. The one
No,
you were
that's not the
following
Dream Horizon.
was the,
Oh no, that was
There's
the
a
first
pearl
one.
as
Yeah.
the Dream Horizon was the ship that the
Anna
survivors
and
came
Yusuf.
on. Yeah.
But then, as you get further away from the airlock, then they're just the ancient ones that you imagine a crew on this ship.
Just while this is going on, Matthew, to say, as well as monitoring the kind of nearby space, I'm also going to be monitoring the ship, the airlock, and other areas of the ship.
Okay.
Just to make sure nothing strange is going on.
Kuri on the other ship?
I was just about to ask.
Because she is sitting safely as instructed in her shuttle.
In her shuttle. Which I think we've now properly shut the airlock between
Yes.
us and her.
Okay.
Are we telling her that we've gone on board?
I don't know. That's up to Tony.
Excuse me.
Well,
what
it's
were
up
those
to-
docking maneuvers I just felt.
Yeah, true. She's probably seen it. Yeah.
I mean, she might, better give some handy hints. Although, they didn't ever get as far as getting on this ship, did they?
No.
It looks like. Yeah.
So
yeah, that's
probably not worth. I mean, she can probably work it out for herself, but we're probably not giving her a run and commentary, are we?
Okay. Right. Okay. So back to the guys on the ship. This is to you a relatively alien ship, but essentially you head along corridors until you find a bridge area. Every time you open a bulk, some of the bulkheads are open, some of them aren't. You have to make a what I would call a heavy machinery roll, but it's not that because we're not playing Alien.
It'll be technology, presumably.
Technology roll
Technology or force.
or force. Yeah. Some of them, in fact, will need force because they will be lever operated, and you just need to pull a big rusted lever.
Yeah,
So
this
let's
is
have
your-
a technology roll out of somebody and a force roll out of somebody to.
I
I can-
have.
I can-
Matthew, if Andy was watching this, he would be very upset that you said rusted if it were in the vacuum of space.
Good point. Seized. Let's just bloody say seized, Andy.
I don't think Andy was saying it. This is John saying it on Andy's behalf.
I was channeling my inner Andy.
How many dice of technology have you got, Zaki?
I got 7.
7.
Oh, yeah, and total 7. Yeah.
Okay, I've got in total 7.
Has either of you got a toolkit?
I've got tools. That includes the tools.
Oh, it includes the tools.
I'm assuming it's just
I
plus
can
one
help
for
you.
the tools.
Yeah, I can help you.
Okay, I'll roll then.
Go ahead.
I got 3 successes and 3 ones. Thankfully, they don't count.
Yeah.
But 3
See,
successes on tech.
Okay. Yes. So you're not using these. Aren't you're using the kind of manual labor side of tech?
Yeah.
You're not. There's no power to any of these vessels. You're not You're not data ginning them or anything like that. There are basic things.
Yeah.
And did somebody make a force roll?
Not yet.
No,
got-
who's made
I'm
a
not-
force roll?
I'm
I
not
got
best
4
placed to do that.
The context of the cool idea quote from John Salquist was about the painting the stuff on the armor.
Yeah,
Just
that's
'cause
why I said.
You
Yeah.
put it up there, but I just wanted to
So
make
I
sure
didn't mean
there
to do that. I was
context.
replying to him and touched it by accident.
I am poor in force. I got.
Zach,
Can we
it's
give-
partly for you.
Can we
do
give
force?
Gars? Can we
No,
both
no,
give
not
Gazi
Zaki,
a die of
Gazi.
help? I think you're the strongest amongst us, Gazi.
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, can I get a dice from each of you? Is that?
Do you have force
yeah.
as an actual skill?
No.
I do.
But it is a basic skill though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go on then.
Okay.
1 success.
Right, that's good enough. Your final door just needs that heavy strength, but you manage to get it open wide enough for you and your exosuits to fit through one by one. And you get to what you imagine, Ocean and Zaki, you can confirm, looks like the ship's central data system.
And whilst we're on board, I'm leaving the channel open to the bridge so Tony Cooper can hear everything that's going on. Let's have a look for the emerald disc then.
There's no emerald disc. This is 100-year-old technology. They didn't have emerald
Okay,
discs.
of the equivalent of the black box or whatever it might be.
Now you do find a
The ring binder with the files in.
Yeah, exactly.
an ancient tome with captain's log.
Phylactery crystals. Is it
On this
phylactery
day of our
crystals?
Lord. Sorry.
Phylactery crystals. I think that's the term.
Yeah. You find something like that. Zaki, I'm going to get you to make a data gen roll.
Sure.
You can probably use or knot together an interface that allows you to read these on your personal computer. Not your tablet. Your tablet is obviously, just Apple Lightning technology, but your personal computer has got enough generic.
Okay, 1 success.
One success. Okay, so you don't pull open all the files, but you, by amazing coincidence, pull open a log that basically is exactly what you need to know. And it
And what is
describes
that?
it describes the ship discovering a tiny singularity, is what it thinks initially. And they're investigating it here in space. It is nanometers wide. Then I kind of want to run. Damn it! I should have pulled up that YouTube guy, that Scottish comedian with the long ginger hair that we've been passing it about quite recently.
Yeah. He's eating my face.
Yeah. Well, basically, you get the captain speaking in a very rational way and saying, we're doing this investigation. Then he describes somebody dying on the ship as an accidental death. Then he's a bit later on, he notes that the size of this anomaly, and he's now not calling it a singularity but calling it an anomaly, has increased. Then he starts talking about people having to go to the brig and dealing with more insurrection aboard. People are feeling very people are getting edgy being out here in the ash belt. It's actually was it an ash belt then? I don't know. Anyway,
it was at the end of the war, not at the beginning.
Yeah, and then he says that the anomaly is increasing in size, and he's worked out why. Every time somebody dies on the vessel, the anomaly increases in size.
Okay. Didn't this?
Sorry,
the singularity increased a couple of minutes ago. Did somebody die in our ship?
Has anyone checked on Hammy recently?
Hammy!
Do you remember that time that I said actually you noticed that it had increased in size while you were alone on the bridge?
Yeah.
You're wondering whether that was when they put the guy in stasis.
Okay.
The first time we noticed it was when the Pearl Azure was attacked. So that makes sense.
Yep. Can I extract the data core for subsequent analysis after Zaki's done that?
You can take these with you.
Yeah, cool. We'll do then.
We need to.
But the other two increases that you've seen, Zaki, as far as you're aware, nobody has died or come close to died or been put in stasis since at any times with those. Havima may remember something, but of course he's not with you currently.
Is there an observation deck or a forward viewing like screen or something, not screen, like window, that will allow us to look into the hole if this ship is butted up against it?
No.
Okay.
Okay, we need to close this anomaly.
And how do we?
I have no idea. It's not my area of expertise, but I don't know how to.
What is it, Zaki? Do you know what this is now?
This is anomaly, and I don't understand from the logs. It said it's getting bigger, and I've seen it getting bigger, and this ship is not the weapon.
One of the things the captain has said, he's at some point he calls it's like a tear in space, and the fabric of space is coming apart with every death on the ship. We cannot get out of its pull.
I'm kind of thinking we ought to just leave. Let your fleets fight over who blows it up.
Well, let's see if the mystics can.
Well, because they can blow the ship up. They're not going to be able to blow up this tear in space,
No.
are they? And if it's We don't know what
Okay.
what will happen to it if we blow the ship up. Whether it will get bigger or if it will move and head
Or
towards
will be,
Massive Station.
yeah, or will be sucked in. If you blow up the ship, maybe it will be sucked in instead of the ship and will be
Yeah.
doomed forever.
What do we know what faction this ship is?
This is of the first, second, or third horizon.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I don't know.
So,
Does it not say that in the logs?
It probably does, but I haven't worked out which one it is yet.
Okay, right, sorry.
Not important.
Right.
no,
You guys are never meant to be on the ship anyway.
Yeah.
Just thinking whether there was
Oh,
anything aboard the ship that's worth salvaging.
Well,
Is-
yes,
will
that's
this-
what the people in the Dream Horizon thought, and they went mad and killed each other. How many clues do I have to give you that this is not a place you need to be?
Okay, well that's okay.
And they are skilled and experienced, and let me tell you, fast salvagers.
Shall we withdraw then, chaps?
Yep.
Back to the ship
Um,
and see how
A voice
Havima
from
and Qaid are
above
getting on.
is telling us that we should
Get off the
back.
fucking ship, you idiot!
I'm getting a message from the icon.
Right, let's head back to Najara then.
Right. So do you all convene together, or do you let these guys? It's probably taken you a couple of hours to do that. So these guys are probably nearly finished. Havima, add a mystic talent,
Ooh,
which is called Banish.
Banish.
It's called Close a Big Hole in Space.
That may be a thing that the Banish talent can do.
Sweet.
Isn't that
I'll look it up.
convenient?
Now, it's going to be it's beyond your ability to do this actually, and Paul has taken a shortcut. There are 4 other talents you should have learned on the way here. No, 3 other talents you should have learned on the way here. Tiered talents. Whose idea was that, Dave?
Is this a 4th tier
Just
talent?
for our viewers, it was our idea. And
Yeah.
Richard asked whether he could use it when he was writing this book, or writing the last book, actually. So this is one of the tiered resonance talents.
Wow.
Only you could use it, Havima, because you have met you're a mystic for a start, unlike Dave and Tony, and you have met the spirit of
The emissary.
the Santulan that became the emissary.
Yes.
So you
Messenger.
have that. And these things are coming together now. You're now realizing the emissary was a Santulan, a mystic from the second horizon, and
Not a Sontaran.
no, a Santulan, not a Santaran.
Or
Santaran.
Or
Sorry.
a Zygon, or a Vogon, or a...
and their form of mysticism they call resonance, and you are resonating with various lives on the ship. Now as well, you've picked this up, you're beginning to realize that there's a resonance thing happening between this hole in space and what's happening back on the station. And just to lay it out really clearly,
So the
Every
deaths on the
death
station.
When you
will
killed-
affect the anomaly.
yes, deaths on the station are also causing the anomaly to increase. And if those missiles are fired by the Legion against the station, that will
Peace.
cause many more deaths in one
We need
go
peace.
and many more increases in size. I think I'll also say a little bit, give me a moment, about how big you think this is. Now you're understanding exactly what it is. I can probably give you an idea about how long you think you've got. Although, of course, the challenge is how many people are they going to be killing in the violence that's happening on the station while you're out here. Oh, I've just lost the bit where it says that. Yes, so you think, Zaki, now you're understanding it as a tear in space, that were you a class 1 ship, you would have been sucked into the tear already around the edges of the battleship. It's not going to need to get much bigger to suck your class 3 ship.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's not going to need to get that much bigger.
So we either needed to get away or allow Havima to attempt to shut it.
I think we should allow Havima to attempt to shut it whilst being ready to get away if we need to.
Yeah.
Do you have to go aboard the ship to try and shut the hole, or can you do it from aboard our ship?
No, I think you can do it on here. But you probably don't want to be connected to the ship.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. And can we be further away from the...
Yeah, that's how far away could we be? Let's be as far away as we can and still make it possible.
As long as we are in the line of Mazahir Station and the anomaly, utilising the resonance that there is between the two sites, possibly we might be able to... Havima might be able to piggyback up along that.
Right. Okay. So I was going to make Havima roll Mystic Powers at -3.
I give my Havima my talisman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Havima, your basic Mystic Powers roll.
So whilst he's doing this, we are undocking and we are heading along that line of resonance as fast away from this thing as possible. Until Havima says he needs us to stop.
Which is not very fast, as it happens.
Oh, it's fast enough. Thanks, Ghazi. Have you got another ride waiting?
You'd like to.
Have you got another ride waiting, Ghazi? Feel free to go and jump aboard them.
We'll do it. So my Mystic Powers is 7. You said -3.
-3, yeah, is 4.
+1.
+1 for Paul's idea.
+1 for Paul's idea.
Well, of using the resonance of what's happening on the station, because that isn't a thing in the rules or anything. But I love it; it's a cool idea.
Great idea, absolutely. Yeah.
And obviously, Paul, you can help with this, even though you're a minor mystic because you got mystic powers. You haven't learnt this thing, but
no, I'm not resonant.
So 4 +1 for Paul's idea, 5 +1 for Paul's help, 6.
+1 for the talisman.
+1 for the talisman, back up to 7.
And my talisman talisman as well.
No, just that is your talisman. I was counting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got 1 success, but I want to push it. I'm going to be praying to the icons to push.
Did you pray to the relevant icon in the chapel earlier on, the faceless one?
I did not explicitly do that, but I kind of wish I did.
Well, so do we.
The point of me saying that is where you go, yes, I did. No, your honesty, though, John.
We'll cut this bit and say that while learning
No, we can't. It's live, mate.
Live.
They all heard it. Even Andy heard it.
While
you
doing
didn't hear the bit about the
ritual
that's
learning,
okay.
Havima took a few minutes to pray to the faceless one, thinking, that's a good idea to do this.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
2 dice. Two dice for praying through praising. Yeah.
And
all this in slow motion.
Another success. So that's 2 successes in total.
Cool.
Right. Okay. Now, what you're seeing as you're doing all this is a shrinking. I'm going to be really mean and say that
you don't say
it hasn't entirely closed, but you've had a big effect on it. I think there needs to be a kind of mission to keep it under control, but you have averted the immediate danger. Everybody gets a mind point back because of the sheer relaxation of the pressure on your brains from the influence of the dark between the stars. I think you need to convince people that there needs to be a bunch of trained mystics brought here to actually keep it controlled and maybe get it down so that it ceases to exist entirely. But you
Maybe we could get one of the other emissaries to turn up here.
Potentially, yes, that could be a thing. But the crisis is at the moment averted. You've lost your connection now with what was happening on the vessel, on the station. That's one of the symptoms that disappeared when you were doing it. So,
should I inform the Order of the Cold Flames that there is the fleet ship will fire on Masahir Station just to stop them?
Let's see how this plans out. Actually, let's just go back to my chart of events that were happening. I'm going to say I struggle with this scenario because on one side it really points to you going to investigate the weapon and the battleship and it taking a considerable length of time, and on the other side, loads of things are happening on the station that you're not there for because you're looking at the battleship. But that's a minor point. I can live with that. Luckily, Havima failing his mystic powers role gave me the opportunity to give him a disease effectively.
I see.
He didn't defend himself against the rift the first time.
Yeah.
And there are various things like the thing you had when you suffered that portal damage going into the what's it called? When you weren't fully asleep.
Yeah, when we jumped out of Tawan.
So I rolled on that table, and there's one that gives you resonance with another living person, and I went, "That's a handy idea."
Okay, cool.
So where are we? The last thing you were aware of was the Consortium agent basically threatening the owners.
Bloody Consortium. Almost as bad as the hegemony.
Well, you've done this in an amount of time because the Nazarene sacrificed attacked the Consortium and ritualistically murdered them. And this is news you're getting back as you're getting closer to the station.
Okay.
Those
on board the station.
Minor news.
Would probably have made that whole in space-time bigger than you could have dealt with, but luckily you've held it in. But that might be those murders were what stopped it closing completely.
Negotiations did not go well.
No.
The Free League have kind of created, because they run security on the station through the Night Hands. They've now kind of created martial law on the station, and all the governors who weren't members of the Free League have been placed under house arrest. However, the AI Neandra on the ship is refusing to cooperate with the Free League on this matter.
Do we have any reason to go back to the station? Because I'm kind of not feeling the let's go to this place that's
under martial law where people are getting murdered. Yeah. No, we don't.
It's not a nice place.
No. Odecon's not a nice place. I'm happy to leave.
Paul.
Well,
I was just going to say, Havima will chat to Qaid and say, maybe we should get some Circle of Seekers in on what needs to happen here. And
this is what I was thinking. I was as soon as I get to a Seeker garden, I can organise that.
You can escort Sanjira in her shuttle, and then she can go the last few yards to the station if you don't want to go all the way to the station.
Yeah.
However, I will offer you the opportunity for an extra little scenario if we want to back on the Basahir station dealing with the Nazarene sacrifice who seem to have infiltrated the place and killed the Consortium agents. But that's entirely up to you guys.
So we know that the Nazarene sacrifice have done that. This has been reported.
Yes.
Somebody shouted Nazarene sacrifice before they.
Yeah,
Or glory to the beast, I believe. Quite often they shout.
Takes
Do
one
they
to know.
now? You seem to be
Yeah.
well informed.
You seem to be very knowledgeable.
The
about,
Nazarene
you know, what
sacrifice,
Nazarene-
Qaid.
I would probably be
is it
worried
not-
about.
Is it not because
We've
know
done
your
this
enemies?
over. I need to run away. Yes, I would be interested in following this up.
Okay, the alternative is we start the final adventure in the book.
Ooh.
I kind of feel that with my Alarm's Temple hat on, I would want to get one of these Nazarene sacrifice alive for interrogation.
And I will probably be worried about my about Zane. I need to know because I will be in danger.
Zane was. Oh no, you don't know.
We don't know that he was probably murdered. Havima knows.
Havima murdered Zane when he was possessing the other fella.
What
As
do
you get
think,
closer,
Jackie?
you in the news reports, you find that Zane has been killed. Nobody knows who by,
It's a weak your revenge.
except for Havima.
Havima knows.
Well, shall we say goodbye to our viewers now? We'll maybe take this conversation offline about
Yeah.
whether we do another little scenario fighting the Nazarene sacrifice on the station, because there's a bunch of station details that we kind of missed out on. But yeah, you have successfully at least not quite closed, but tacked shut the
Defused.
tear in space. Darned it a bit, not necessarily.
No more big gaps.
entirely. No more big gaps. Yeah. But yeah, we could create a Nazarene sacrifice scenario if we so desire in the next couple of weeks, and then go on to the final scenario.
Thank you.
Sounds like a plan. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Cheers, everybody. See you
night.
soon.
Bye.
Bye bye.
All right.